Okay, we're gonna give it a shot here.
Yep.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am going to call to order the Casson Park Board meeting of January 20th. Has everybody get a chance to look at the minutes? I don't know if you'll have any questions yet or not, but...
I don't. I read through the last several of them, so.
Okay, great. All right, so... If not, then I look for a motion to approve the minutes.
I move to approve that.
Second.
Second, we have approval in a second. No more discussion. All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
I suppose I technically shouldn't vote yet. I've been appointed but not sworn in. My apologies.
We should have sworn you in. It's a technicality. We're gonna swear you in right now, okay?
Good enough even without you, so.
Ashley?
All right. Stand and raise your right hand, please. And then just read this statement.
I, Johannes Marsland, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and that I will discharge faithfully the duties of the office of Park Board Member in the County of Dodge, the State of Minnesota, to the best of my judgment and ability.
All right, thank you very much.
Great.
And, please print and sign right here.
Hook, line, and sinker.
That got on
It's great.
Welcome.
And welcome.
Thank you.
I think you'll be a great help here. That's super. Okay, Casson Aquatic Center, employee list.
So I've handed you guys out this is the most current, up-to-date employee list for the 2026 season. As you can see, David Bowler, it's one of those two.
Yeah.
He will be our new manager this year. He's a teacher. I guess for you, Johan, we kind of struggled in that manager role for the last few years. Right when I came on, I guess it was a year before I started in my position, we had a teacher as a manager. They had to let him go for whatever reasons, and then we kind of were struggling, but we've toyed around with past assistant managers, so essentially college kids. Not that they did a bad job, but they're all in school, right? So it's kind of hard to depend on college kids to be a manager maybe for 3 months of the year, but, you know, they got priorities too with school. But we were able to find David this year, coming into the 2026 season. Seems like a great guy. He's got background in working at pools. He's got background in being swim coach, lifeguarding. So I think and of course he's a teacher, so he deals with kids, high school kids. So I'm hoping this is right up his alley, and I'm hoping he's not sick of the kids by that time. So,
Right.
But he, like I said, he seemed like a really great guy. It's going to be maybe a little learning curve for him to get transitioned into how the aquatic center operates, which kind of leads me into now my assistant managers. Anna, she was an assistant manager last year, and Maya was an assistant manager last year also. They kind of got thrown to the wolves last year, along with Ian. Ian was also assistant manager last year. So those three kind of got thrown to the wolves. Anna and Maya, it was their first year as assistant managers, so they really kind of got put into a tough position with the way things operated last year. I have faith that they'll do just fine with this coming season and having a little bit more dependability on a manager.
Can I just ask a question so I have the context?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What do we expect our manager of the pool to be managing? Are they everything to do with the pool, or are they just basically the employees and the service end of the business?
Yes, more or less that part of it. I have a lot of confidence in my assistant managers to, essentially with the swim lessons, swim team, and doing their part of the job. Our assistant manager is there, or our manager, I would say, is there to make sure things are running smoothly. Helping order food, for the concessions, making sure all the employees are scheduled to work certain times, just to be that person to lean on when they have questions.
But not pumps, filters?
No, that's my
That's
my
why I
job.
wanted to know
Yep.
where that breaks down.
Yep, so basically all the maintenance side of it is my job, or my staff's job.
It's like a service manager then?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, and they're pretty much there too, if any incidents or anything come up with the pool and, you
Yep.
know, the manager's there. You don't have to rely on the assistant managers to try and take care of it.
And one of my guys is on call every week, you know, it changes, but the staff at the pool has that number for that person that's on call. The staff knows if there's ever a situation that they're uncomfortable with, or however it may go, that they can contact me. I can be up there in 3 minutes, you know. That's kind of the nice part about living close. Ian Kuyas, that kind of leads me into, I met with him, so he was my right-hand man last year.
Mhm.
He went above and beyond his duties as an assistant manager for a college kid that I was very taken back and impressed with. We kind of met and not necessarily did an interview, but we did an interview, talked to him about, you know, the up-and-coming staff and his thoughts on some people, and discussed his wage. He was wondering if he could get a raise for kind of picking up the slack last year. And I told him, I said, that essentially will mean if you get a raise, that you're gonna be the man in charge under your manager. And he was fine with that. I spoke with Tim right after our meeting, and Tim was okay with it.
Okay.
So what we have under the wage column is the up-to-date for the 2026 season. I have him highlighted because I would like to, I guess, make a motion to have him paid $18.25 instead of $17.25.
$1 more.
And I don't know if you wanna,
So
if we
Tim,
wanna vote on that now, or if you want me to keep going on other employees.
I'm fine. Does anybody have any questions about that? or-
Note that, and then after we go through all
Okay.
of them.
Yeah.
My only question is,
Yes.
has David talked to Ian?
Not yet.
Because you're asking David to come in as the manager, and it sounded like
Well,
you're gonna say,
Yep.
you're gonna be like the man under the manager, but the
Mhm.
manager hasn't met the man yet.
and David knows who Ian is, and
Okay.
I actually spoke with him, and I told him that Ian would be your go-to guy if you have any questions about how things are done.
Mhm.
So he's well aware of who he needs to go to for advice as far as operational.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, with this being his first year, David's first year, then that'll be pretty helpful
Yes.
for him
Yep.
to, you know, get his foot in the door. and
Yep.
Look out. And Tim's okay with
Yes,
it?
yep,
Okay.
I wanted to make sure I ran it by him since he was unable to attend tonight, so.
Okay.
Obviously, this will have to go through council. He didn't,
Right.
you know, he didn't think that council would have a problem with it if we're essentially promoting him in a way. The last individual, Alex Fensky, so we had, probably, I think I had 4 other assistant managers that applied that were brand new. So essentially I had 1 spot open and 4 applicants. I'll be honest with you, they're all good kids,
Qualified.
they're all qualified. Like I said, last year was a kind of a different year. They all picked up the slack. They weren't assistant managers last year, but they did some assistant manager roles. Probably one of the toughest and most uncomfortable decisions I have had to make is to pick one of them. I based it off their interview, how they presented themselves, how they answered my questions, their demeanor, their personality. In my opinion, Alex came off very straightforward, kind of gave you that presence of, I can be in charge and people will listen to me. Is it going to work out? I don't know. I also talked to all the other assistant manager, or the people that applied for it, and I said, you know, let them know we have more applicants than we have spots open. I hope that you understand that if you don't get the position, you'll still have a job at the pool as a lifeguard or WSI.
Oh, so this is people that were already on your list that applied for the,
Yeah,
for
so,
the other 4 slots?
All of them are employed.
yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
all right.
So none of them will not be employed.
Gotcha.
There, 3 of the 4, I interviewed when they were 14, you know, which kind of made me realize that I've already been here for a little while. But I was impressed with how quickly they've, you know, moved up the chain. How ambitious they are, getting their lifeguard certifications, getting their WSI certifications, pulling their weight when it came to a pinch. But like I said, you know, Alex, he presented himself very professionally, and I was pretty taken back with it. We'll see how it goes and go from
Yeah.
there. And, you know, the first 3 probably won't be here next year. So we need to get some kids groomed in and ready for the following season. Other than that, I think we're going to be fairly well-staffed. We have quite a few of new
Quite.
concession workers on the second page.
Yeah.
Which is good, because a lot of those turn into lifeguards. I ask every one of them when they interview, I just kind of ask them, I say, you know, do you have any ambition or desire to become a lifeguard? I'd say over half say yes. Obviously, you know, they're 14 and they need to kind of see what they like first, but it's kind of one of my ways to just kind of get a feel for some of the staff coming in.
And we're actually fortunate enough with one of the pools in the area to get this many applicants.
I'm impressed with
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
My biggest thing, you know, when I first started, I used past employee lists to kind of judge where we're at for numbers, and one year we were a little higher than what we had been in past years before I started. And I asked the board, I said, well, you know, do we have a cutoff as far as how many staff? And pretty much it was unanimous. Everyone said no. You hire who you can hire. And from what I found out, it's probably a good idea. I mean, kids have vacations, kids have sports, and I tell every kid that walks through that door, your sports, your vacation, your family time is more important than work. But you need to be transparent with your manager when you get scheduled, so that they're not scheduling you on days you need off.
Right.
So that's kind of where it works out in our favor, is having that many staff members. You know, those kids can do those things. They got that DC trip. That's, I would say, at least half of our concession workers, they'll be on that DC trip. So,
Yep.
The assistant managers, are they WSIs?
yes. Yep. That, I would say that is our requirement. They have to hold their lifeguarding and WSI certification. Our manager, no.
Can you fill me in on that acronym?
WSI is a water safety instructor, so
Thank
they
you.
can teach the lessons.
Got it.
Yep.
What goes into the decision that experienced lifeguards are paid the same as brand-new lifeguards?
there is no decision, I guess.
It's just
That's,
if you're a lifeguard.
You're a
I just-
lifeguard, you're a lifeguard.
yeah, I just kinda ran with that.
Yeah.
I would think that would be kinda hard to budget.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, 'cause even, I think it was a year or two ago, someone asked me about, a gal that worked in the concessions. She's been in there for a couple of years, 2-3 years. She had no desire to be a lifeguard, which is fine. That's not the job for everyone, wouldn't be the job for me either. Had asked if she could get a raise, and I said, that's her choice.
The flip side of that is, got plenty of people.
Yeah.
So, we got plenty of people doing something right.
Yep,
Plus, it goes up pretty much every year anyways.
yeah. It does,
Cause
every
the
year.
state, I mean, it goes up.
So I
So
will
it's
just
not-
kind
The
of,
scale increases every year.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll give you kind of like the rundown. I have last year's somewhere. Well, whatever. Oh, there it is.
You're not gonna get rich being a lifeguard
No.
or
No,
or working at Quick Trip
So-
or, you know, things like that.
So
It's-
for the
it's just,
second year concessions, second year and beyond concessions, you get minimum wage. So the 2026 minimum wage for the state of Minnesota is $11.41. They offer, so, do you know about the wages? There is a training wage, which is actually like 9-something. I was not willing to pay 14-year-olds 9-something, so they're at 10.25 this year. I grew up and I was paid $4.65 or something when I first started my job.
$3.35.
Times have changed,
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
So every year that the minimum wage increases, we
Yeah.
pretty much push up the lifeguards, the WSIs, the assistant managers, the manager.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
That's all I have as far as, I guess, the 2026 employee lists go, unless you guys have any other questions.
I don't, so. So,
Makes sense at this point. I understand what you're doing. Sounds good.
yeah.
I think we need to...
We need a motion.
Yep.
So it can go to council.
Yeah.
Get approved. Okay, so I need a motion to accept the 2026, employee list for
And the-
the Casson Aquatic Center.
Increase for Ian Kuya to 1825.
Yeah, and the increase there, so.
So moved?
I'll second that one. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, good.
That was pretty easy.
I know.
Thanks for your work. It's well laid out.
Oh, okay. D, 2026 park projects.
We missed C, but we can
Oh, I'm
skip
sorry.
C. Really,
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
think
sorry, I missed
anything
that.
in the park fees have really changed, correct?
No.
the only note I wanna make, and this kinda depends on how this season goes as far as park projects. I would potentially like to get us a pavilion at the Northeast Park, where we just built the playground.
Oh, sure.
That would be my next step to just complete that park until future developments. But that would be something we could potentially add to park fees, because we could rent that pavilion out.
Oh, yeah.
The plan would be to have electricity and, all the
It works.
amenities that we have at our pavilions.
Mm-hmm. The Northeast Park, sure.
I don't know how that's gonna play into the summer of 2026.
Do you have, just curiosity, and you probably don't, but are there already pieces here to assemble one, or do you have to order everything?
No,
that
we
comes
would have
out?
to order it,
Okay.
yep. I
Like the
mean,
one over at Lions Park, or what were you thinking?
that's a little bit bigger than what I would plan. I don't know if you've ever been to Meadows Park. You know where the
North.
football field is? The
Sure.
high school football field is?
Yep.
It's essentially to the north of that in the development.
No, I haven't gone to that.
If you ever get a chance, now that you're on park board, I guess you should get out and just see where we got some parks at. And
I've tried to be at all of them, I haven't seen that one, so.
yeah, so go search Meadowland Park. It's the development, essentially, if you go just east of the football field and you hang a left, follow that road and it'll bring you right up to the park.
Is it along the walking path there?
Yeah. It's,
I've driven that
it's
walking
west,
path
it's
many
west of the,
times,
it's
so.
west of the walking path, and
So I
so,
must have driven by it and just never stopped.
and the road goes like this,
Yeah.
and the walking path keeps going straight,
Okay.
and you just stay on that road, it'll take you to the dead end
Yeah.
where the park is.
So at that park,
Yeah.
you know, it's a smaller park. The pavilion holds, I think, 4 or 6 picnic tables. That's probably about the size I'm looking for the northeast park. I think that would fit the, you know, the community in that side of the area.
Mhm.
So that, I guess we'll go right into 2026 projects. One of the major ones that we had talked about, I shouldn't say major, but we're looking into Northwest. The Northwest, I guess it's Prayer, was it Parkway?
What did we name it? It's
my-
the Northwest Park.
Yeah, my guys call it the soccer field.
We call it football practice field.
You know where the Gun Club Road is?
Sure.
Yep. So it's just to the east of the Gun Club
Club
Road, where
Road.
is it the Mormon church?
Yes.
I know where you're at.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So there's essentially it's a green space. Youth football uses it for practices.
Youth soccer uses it.
Yep. At some point, I would like to get a modular out there just because it kind of targets more of that newer development out there rather than having to go all the way to Veterans Park. That would kind of essentially cover all our areas other than the south side of town, which is, you know, where we would like to develop another park eventually. Anyway, it's got a grass parking lot. My department is also in charge of the streets. We've milled a lot of patches, have excess millings. We've sifted them and brought in the big chunks to sand and gravel, which leaves us with the smaller stuff.
Mhm.
Creates a fantastic base for a parking lot. I've been in contact with a contractor who's gonna be doing some work in South Fork this year, of summer of 2026. Asked about millings. I told him I'd take all of them. Essentially, I wanna build a parking lot. A good base to someday hopefully get it paved. Fairly decent sized undertaking. My staff is very capable of building a parking lot. It wouldn't be the first time. So that would be one thing that I had planned for next season. The reason why I kind of was questioning the pavilion in Northeast is because we talked with Tim. We will be moving the sand volleyball court at Veterans Park just to the east, where there's an open lot between the houses. I'm hoping to get 2 sand volleyball courts in there.
Right?
And remove the one, which will make space for the Casson Veterans Memorial that we are working on.
I remember the discussions at the council meeting.
Yep. So, I don't wanna put too much on my guys' plate, 'cause I did that
Mhm.
last year, and we kinda got held up, and now that was weather-based and things, but, I just don't wanna bite off more than I can chew
Yep.
yet.
Mhm.
So that's kinda where I'm at for the 2026
Project.
season.
Are you putting, just a quick question, are you putting in like a 4-inch base for a parking lot, or are you thinking more permanent, like a 6 or 8-inch?
Oh, it would
With
definitely.
excavation of the grass and all that.
We will get the grass down, so we'll come in and dig the grass down, and I'm thinking it's gonna be at least 6-inch base, so that's just the base, so eventually we'll pave it.
Right.
I tell you what, Reclaim is the best base for a parking lot.
I agree, it's
You know,
awesome.
under blacktop.
Yep.
It's better than doing road rock, and if we got it at our disposal and for free, we're gonna use it.
Awesome. And then, the unit you're talking about putting in, would that be similar to what we put in there in Northeast here this last year?
It
Similar
might-
size anyway, probably?
I
different-
would say similar size, yes. Yep,
That's a really nice unit. I took our school kids over there and they just love it.
yeah. I might try to, I try to, so the way playgrounds work, or at least what I've seen, is there's usually like a 2 to 5 playground, or there's a 5 to 12.
Yeah.
I try to meet all the needs of everyone. Obviously, that's
Mhm.
not, realistic. But I had a lot of fun doing the Northeast one. Not only was it a blast to build ourselves, there's a lot of satisfaction in that. I have young kids, so it really was fun to bring them out there and show them the progress. But when I picked it out, it was like I was a kid again. What would you want to climb?
You're right.
So I'm trying to find stuff that we don't have. I don't want it to be, another generic playground. I want it to be something way different, where maybe the kids from Northeast are gonna come all the way over there to go play on that, So I do have a lot of fun doing that, so.
And he also was the first person to go down the slide.
I did, yeah.
Nice. That should be your privilege,
That
right?
was a weight test, by the way.
Okay, well, that's kinda nice, yeah, that one project,
Yeah.
that'll work out.
So,
And then with the pool and
I
everything.
just don't want to
Yeah,
bite off more than I can chew
Yeah.
this year.
And parks projects are separate from the pool, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
I know we had some things that were being talked about there, or at least I heard about them at council, so.
Yeah, so I'll kind of give you a quick rundown. The biggest thing with the pool is the lap pool, so the pool with the diving board and the rock wall. There's a good portion of that the concrete's pitting. I don't know how pools are built. I didn't build that pool, but the water doesn't drain from there to the deep end. So water just sits in that spot, and that's what's happening. I was able to find a chemical patcher, I guess, to do hopefully a quick but hopefully long-lasting fix. We've talked with some other pools that have had to do that, and it's tens of thousands of dollars to have it professionally done. It's not gonna hurt us to try this and see if it works.
You just re-epoxy over everything?
Pretty much, yep. Last year, we had a lot of damage from the wind, the umbrellas.
Oh, sure.
So we actually, I think, when I priced it out, essentially a new umbrella from the supporting post to all the ribs to the top of the umbrella, you're looking at over 10 grand. Yeah. So, rather than trying to spend all that money, we removed 3 umbrellas out of the 10, and we're just gonna run with that. We made, the 7 good ones, and hopefully that's fine. If we get negative feedback, we can address it the following season.
Very nice.
Yeah, the storms really hurt us last year.
I hope I'm not keeping you guys late by asking questions.
no,
No.
that's what we want you
Up to
here for.
speed.
Yep.
Nope, that's what we want you here for. That's,
I like the
that's good.
communication.
Yep. And there's no such thing as a bad question or anything, so it doesn't matter.
Well, thanks for your grace.
Not that, I am at work right now, but
You
that's
are,
no
huh?
big deal. So they're very flexible with my schedule and stuff, so I'm not worried about it. Mm-mm.
I think that's all I got for
Okay,
Park
projects,
projects for now.
okay.
Unless anyone's got to add anything.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so for old business, implementing new revenue building ideas,
We'll skip it.
I'd like to table this until
Yep.
everybody's here.
Yep.
And we're just looking for new ideas that we can make some more money with the pool, that's all. And,
Yeah.
you know, if you've got a lot of experience with parks and stuff, well, it'll,
Or experience in the
Pool
pool industry, like
industry.
you said.
Yeah.
We're looking for anything to try to bring more patrons to the pool, spend more money, I guess, anything. We got, you know, till April to really kinda throw some ideas around and toy with some ideas, try ideas for next season. If they work, they work. If they don't, well, we try.
so as an example, one idea would be for the fair, McNeelius has a day at the fair.
Yeah.
So can we do that at the pool? Can some company have a day at the pool?
Essentially
Things like
sponsor
that.
the pool.
Sponsored pool,
Sure.
you know, have their employees just come, I mean, it's their pool for the day, here's how much it's gonna cost, this, that, and the other thing, so, just things like that,
Corporate sponsorships.
Yep.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah,
Dream about it, see what I can think of.
so, all right, good. Joint ventures purchase,
So I spoke with you guys,
yeah, well, we got, it was
Months
at,
ago.
yeah, it was right here.
We purchased, and I say we, Joint Ventures purchased that mini land roller. It's an 8-foot roller, fills up to about 5,500 pounds when it's full of water. We have received it, payment has been made by Joint Ventures, excited as heck to use it. I think its empty weight is like 1,200 pounds, so it's definitely heavy. I'm excited to get to use it out on some of our athletic fields. We had talked about, met with, or toyed around some ideas with the youth soccer organization about some field space. Lyons is a great area, has plenty of space for fields. Trying to figure out how that's gonna work out in between the disc golf course. Maybe we need to, you know, replan. I know we met a while ago and you had talked about potentially some ideas of redesigning holes. This would probably be a good opportunity for me and you to sit down one of these days and just see what could work, if we could get some soccer field space in there, but still
And
having
holes.
disc golf space.
Mhm.
And you're probably aware, but there's a pretty active Rochester Disc Golf Club that is putting in a disc golf course in Manorville.
Okay.
They're actually
So-
buying the holes, and they're gonna build out that
I think
thing in Manorville.
Ryan
And if we
Christensen
talk to
brought that
them,
up to me.
if we talk to them, we could probably get some funding from them, to help us expand that course. And there's no reason, being an avid disc golfer, there's no reason that course has to take up that field.
Right.
You've got enough woods and
I-
unused
I
land
just
there that
think
we can
there's
put
a lot
50%
of-
of it in there.
You know, there's a lot of space that's quote-unquote unusable for field space, right? That is prime space for something like disc golf.
Well,
I played disc golf when I was in high school, so I know of locations and how, but I think we need to sit down and figure it out, because I feel like when I was in high school, the disc course used to be on the other side of the creek where the car wash was.
I remember that one too.
Before Shopko was there and all that, and then, you know, kinda got taken apart because of this, that, whatever. So I think we need to sit down and revisit how we could make that work differently without taking up some of that space. And let's be honest, disc golfers don't wanna throw down an open field. They want some challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, needless to say, I'm excited to use the roller, get that
Mhm.
ground out there flattened and good for kids to run on and not break an ankle. We'll see how it
Good.
goes.
All right. Okay, Casson Veterans Memorial update.
So, we met with Tim today, Chuck and Jacob, who is the Veterans Officer for the Dodge County. You know, we had a meeting earlier in December, kind of about funding, seeing what the city would provide for the Veterans Memorial. Essentially got a go-ahead that they would help fund.
Mhm.
We met with Tim today because it was kinda unsure on how it was gonna happen, when it could happen, and just kind of the logistics of it. I know we basically walked out of there today knowing that the city will dedicate some funding from the profits of the liquor store. And then basically, if we get to a comfortable number, the city would match. We kinda all agreed that, we need to start construction this summer. You know, with that being said, that's gonna be the removal of the sand volleyball court, the removal of the existing memorial, to show citizens that we're trying to make progress.
We're serious.
Yep.
We're not just collecting money and letting it sit.
Right.
We're, it's gonna happen.
And then, like, the goal for our committee is to really push talking to some of these businesses, local businesses in the community, for donations. Now, knowing that the city has our back, there's some funding from the city, some ground to stand on, I guess, when speaking with some of these businesses. We're gonna keep avidly looking at grants. We haven't been successful, obviously, but I think, being able to put into those grants that, you know, the city has our back, there's gonna be funding from the city,
And we're starting.
and we're starting, you know, the process of building it is gonna be kind of a huge thing. I know SL, when I spoke with Trevor from SL, he was willing to donate a lot of the prep work for the monument itself. So once we can I'll feel a lot better once we get that ball rolling and actually get some ground broke and start proving to people that we're here to do a good deed, I guess.
Is there a link to a mock-up of what you're proposing to do?
Yeah.
A website.
Look at it. I know I've heard about it, I don't have a picture.
Yeah.
Give me
of what
1
you're
second.
gonna do.
There's a Venmo account, there's, you know, we're slowly, and actually, we do have a website, but there are things that still need to be changed up on it and
What's the
upgraded.
website?
Here, scan this thing. Pretty sure that brings it. The QR
Yeah,
code
QR
brings it to
code
the
brings it up,
website,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And if you don't, here's all the paperwork. I just saw it sitting
You're
there.
sitting there too, I'm like going, whoa, wait a minute.
Now that I see this came through the council like, what, 6 months ago?
Could have been, I don't know.
We did a
I
present.
We had a
We did a
presentation
presentation.
on December 10th.
Yeah,
Was it December 10th,
Yep.
that reason?
yeah. And we had the banner out there and
Yep.
we did. Mhm. So, yeah, go ahead and keep it. We got more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I think,
So,
This would go right where the sand volleyball court's going in.
yeah,
Right
kind
where
of,
you
yep.
go.
Now,
Yep,
okay.
because I think.
This comes out there to that
So this will go to
east-west.
the 7th Street, yep.
Yeah. Beautiful.
There's definitely some unsure, so like the star, originally I wanted to be kind of like the state capitol star on their floor,
Mm-hmm.
kind of representing Minnesota. Kind of found out that's a little harder than, to do than, you know, what it looks like on paper, but, I guess where there's a will, there's a way, maybe. Even if it's just painted, or
Yep.
stained concrete.
Awesome.
And that's all the pricing for the monument. Let's take that one out, granite benches, we wouldn't do that. But essentially, the centerpiece monument and then the recognition walls. So that's where we're at as far as total for just the granite. Now, this is all locally sourced granite within Minnesota, not
That's kinda
overseas,
nice.
so.
Thank you.
Yeah, so looking forward to you starting it. It's good. Tim's excited about getting it going, and it's gonna be good.
We've raised how much so far?
45,000. A good chunk of that is from the American Legion,
Yep.
so they're on board. And they're also, well, we've gotta give them an update too, and they've said that once they start seeing progress, or we start getting some more money in there, they're probably gonna, hopefully, and donate a little bit more, or help us with whatever we need.
Yeah.
The benches are being, provided by the Lions Club.
Have you
So-
seen those? So they're the Trex benches at the Lions Club. They collect 500 pounds of plastic and get, a small Trex bench. That's not, what a great way to, incorporate volunteer time and,
Mhm.
So the money that you mentioned doesn't include the liquor stores
No,
contribution?
correct.
correct.
About 45,000?
Yeah.
So we're about halfway. A little over
Yeah.
halfway to the project?
Well,
Well, the total bill, total we want is like 200,000.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
But-
I'm factoring in, 'cause that 109,000 is for the granite.
Well, I'm looking at the bottom here, 131.
Yep, that's got benches and stuff on the diagram.
Yeah,
Those aren't we're not doing that.
gotcha.
I figured, after talking with Trevor, he figured probably 25 to 30,000 for the concrete work, for that space. This is kind of where we're looking to try to approach some of those contractors, local contractors
Mhm.
that want to give back to the community, not necessarily do it for free.
Let's
but
have them
maybe-
oversee a local work community or work crew.
What's that?
Have the local contractor oversee a work crew, a volunteer work crew. I'll bet you can get 20 guys who come out for a day and help screed some concrete, and you just have a contractor who makes sure it gets finished right.
That's nice wishful thinking.
I would be more comfortable with something like landscaping.
Yeah.
Concrete's a
Better
very
concrete.
diligent,
I did flat work in the 90s.
I don't
Yeah, I
know
know.
how much I trust volunteers to do.
Well, that's why you
It's
gotta
an
have a
idea.
contractor overseeing it. You
Yeah.
got, if you got a good guy on a bow float, and you got a good guy who's doing the edging, screeding the concrete off, pouring, moving it,
Well, I guess that's not that
That's
hard,
grunt work
but
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but anyway.
yeah, I've done it.
I'll put my thoughts into how I can help raise money too. Or save money. Thanks for filling me in.
Anyways, yeah. So, that's kinda it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we're sitting for that,
Kind of
I
went
guess.
through everything quick.
yeah. So,
You good, guys?
anything?
Hi, I'm Johan.
Matthew, I'm sorry for being late.
Welcome,
I was
Matthew.
like running, I was like rushing to get here and I was late anyway.
Oh, that's fine. Correspondence, we don't have any, I don't have any correspondence, so, I would need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion and a second? I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's that easy.
Well, I